This is E-Weekly, Eastern Michigan University's campus news. This week we have news on the recent power outages, the upcoming student government elections, and the International Women's Day March on EMU's campus. Jillian Seach is back with her scoop, and Derek Bennett has the latest on Eastern sports. Stay with us because this is E-Weekly.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of E-Weekly. I'm David Pierce Anderson, and I'm wearing some green and orange this week because a quarter of my Irish blood is shining bright.
I'm Sarah Potoracki, and even though I have some Irish blood in me too, I'm wearing green just because I love EMU.
You know what? I do too, Sarah. And I'm going to speak for both of us. Not only do we love the school, but we love informing EMU about what's happening around town. So let's get into the news.
Student government elections are quickly approaching, and the candidates for president and vice president have very unique differences. Presidential candidate Miles Payne has three main goals, including off-campus flex, Rec-IM renovations, and a parking app. Miles' running mate, Larry Borum III, hopes to work with EMU's marketing team to better Eastern's image and more accurately advertise what EMU and its students are like. These two men are running against another powerful pair. Presidential candidate Annie Somerville, a transfer student with a non-traditional perspective, and her running mate, vice presidential candidate Kinkana Coley, make up the only all-female ticket. The duo places emphasis on mental health, fixing poor Wi-Fi strength, reinstating 24-hour library access, recycling, and smarter funding in general. Eastern students should take a deep look into the candidates and decide which pair best represents the changes that they want to see on campus. Voting will take place March 29th through March 30th on my.emich.edu.
Strong weather conditions last week gave many locals a powerless weekend. Winds were blowing at incredible rates of 60 miles per hour last Wednesday, causing trees and power lines to fall down around town. This translated into 615,000 people throughout Michigan to lose power. Much of southeast Michigan was affected. However, Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti have definitely been hit hard. EMU managed to keep their lights on throughout this outage. However, south of campus wasn't so lucky. Thousands were left huddling around candles for warmth and light from Cross Street to I-94. Many were without power from last Thursday to Monday morning. DTE was aiming to turn the lights on for back for 90% of the powerless homes and businesses. That's the news on the power outage. If you're unable to watch this to learn that your power is out, chances are you already know.
Last week's high winds may have left many without electricity, but not without power. Girl power, that is. International Women's Day took place March 8th, and approximately 100 of Eastern students, faculty, and staff used the day as an opportunity to gather and show their support in the form of a march. The march started at 1 p.m. at the Student Center Fountain and ended at Welch Hall. Eastern Michigan's own Women's and Gender Studies Department led the event, which featured speeches from graduate assistants and department staff. International Women's Day is a day calling for change in issues such as the gender wage gap, gender inequality, and sexual harassment in the workplace. No women are excluded from the worldwide celebration, as LGBTQ women and women of color face many social issues in today's world. This event was a beautiful way to show a display of unity on our campus.
Federal officials are looking into details about a fire at a nearby mosque. This past Friday, March 11th, officials were called to a fire on Michigan Avenue in Pittsfield Township. The address is the Islamic Center of Ypsilanti, which is also used as a mosque. Firefighters were able to put out the flames in a timely manner. However, the building is most likely a loss. Seeing as how the building is recognized as a mosque, officials called in the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives as a precaution. The ATF is leading the investigation with Pittsfield officials. Pittsfield Township Deputy Police Chief Gordon Schick also has been in contact with the FBI. The mosque fire is the second fire on Michigan Avenue in the past couple of weeks. Officials have not ruled out that this is a hate crime.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have more, including Derek Bennett with Eagle Sports, Jillian Seach with Seach's Scoop, and more news. Don't go far, we'll be right back.
Hey Ben, I saw that you had an eventful weekend.
What do you mean?
Duh. Ben, those party photos you posted online a couple days ago where you were living it up, you know, the ones where you were YOLOing all over the place. Here, let me show you.
All right, I got it. YOLO, you only live once. It's my excuse to act crazy. I deleted those pictures, though.
Yeah, about that. I screen grabbed some of those pictures and sent them to Benji. It was golden. You have to remember, Ben, what goes online stays online. And once it's out there forever.
Well, it's out there now.
Most of the time, after something gets posted to social media, it will be duplicated many times from server backups, living in the cloud forever, even after you remove it. A good rule of thumb is if you think what you're about to post could be harmful to you or someone else, just don't post it.
Yeah, last thing I want is for my family, or even worse, my employer or my friends to see me YOLOing all over social media.
Yeah, that applies to more than just pictures, you know. It can apply to all types of content posted online, including text and videos.
Oh man.
You should also be cautious about the amount of personal information you have available online for people to see, such as your full name, birth date, address, phone number, mother's maiden name, etc. Yeah, I'd hate for someone to see you're going to be at a party Saturday night, go to your profile, get your home address, and break into your house while you're out partying. Or use your birth date and your mother's maiden name to answer a security question in an attempt to reset your online password and hack your account.
I definitely wouldn't want that to happen.
Me neither. But being selective about the information you have accessible for people to see is very important. Check your privacy settings on your social media sites to make sure they only have information you want people to see. Yeah, I like to copy my profile URL, log out of the website, and paste it back into my web browser. Then I look over my profile to get an idea of what information of mine is open to the public.
That is a great idea.
It sure is. So what else are you going to do, Ben?
I'm gonna stop and consider any consequences before I post any type of content to my social media websites.
In today's cyber world, the number of passwords you have to remember can be overwhelming. While it may be tempting to reuse the same passwords, or store them in a not-so-safe place, in doing so, you're putting your online accounts and data in danger of being compromised. The Eagle security package includes LastPass, an encrypted online password vault that can store all your usernames, passwords, and other personal information in one location. LastPass secures your login credentials using one master password, the last password you'll have to remember. Not only does LastPass store your login credentials, but it can automatically fill them in when you're logging into trusted websites. LastPass can also aid in the creation of strong, unique passwords and secure sensitive data such as addresses, credit cards, and personal notes. Since LastPass is encrypted and protected in the cloud, it's accessible wherever you are, through the LastPass website, a web browser extension, or the mobile app. LastPass makes password security easy. For more information about LastPass, visit tiny.emich.edu/LastPass.
Welcome back to E-Weekly. Sarah now has the moving story of Kevin Hines.
This past Monday, March 13th, Eastern's Office of Student Wellbeing and the Athletics Department sponsored a truly powerful event. Nationally acclaimed speaker Kevin Hines, a best-selling author and suicide attempt survivor, gave 2 presentations wherein he shared his story and his journey in emotional well-being. Hines is one of few survivors of the approximately 2,000 people who have attempted suicide from the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. In his presentations, he spoke of fostering hope for those suffering from mental illness and difficult circumstances. There is a negative stigma in our society about mental health, and Hines strives to help connect those who have committed similar acts. His documentary film entitled Suicide: The Ripple Effect highlights the stories of suicide attempt survivors all over the world and aims to give those suffering a bit of hope. It is on track for a 2017 release. EMU's Assistant Vice President of Student Wellbeing, Ellen Gold, urges those with mental illness to seek support. Please, if you or someone you care about is in a crisis situation, or if you would like to schedule a future appointment, reach out to Counseling and Psychological Services at 734-487-1118.
If you're a fan of TED Talks and their ideas worth spreading, then you're in luck. EMU will host a TEDx Talk, modeled after the popular TED Talks. TEDx is TED-like events, but organized independently. TEDx YDL is a collaboration of Ypsilanti District Library and EMU's Halley Library. 10 speakers will present at TEDx YDL and speak about the theme of interdependence, and how people and ideas depend on each other. EMU students and faculty will participate in the presentation. Attendees at the TEDx will also be entertained by musical performances and videos selected by TED Talks. Tickets to the event are free, but advanced registration is required due to limited seating. The event takes place at 7 p.m. on April 13th at Halley Library at EMU. Tickets can be reserved at www.tedxyd.com. That's all Sarah and I have for you for the moment, but Jillian Seach is here to give us an oilers version of Seach's scoop. Over to you, Jillian.
This past Sunday, the 59th annual Detroit St. Patrick's Day Parade took place. The parade celebrated all things Irish by means of floats, clowns, marching bands, drums, bagpipes, rescue dogs, a lawnmower gang, Ghostbusters, and even a fire-breathing contraption called the cockroach. Temperatures were below freezing, but the sun was out and the cold couldn't keep thousands from lining the parade route along Michigan Avenue. Sunday's parade featured 5 Ford Model T cars and celebrated the 100th anniversary of Henry Ford's first overseas assembly plant, which was built in Ireland. Interestingly enough, the first Ford vehicle made in Ireland was a tractor. Irish or not, many partygoers and participants went all out in green, wearing scarves, bow ties, top hats, beads, and feather boas. One man was dapper in a shamrock-printed green suit and green top hat. Even though the Detroit Police Department's 4 mounted horses had glittery green hoofs. The trick, according to one of the officers, is just a little glue. Rescue dogs also got in on the green theme. Groups such as Pit Stop for Change, a rescue and rehabilitation group which works to save pit bulls and pit bull mixes, joined in on the fun. Also marching were the dogs of the Harry Houdini Siberian Husky Rescue. Parade goers enjoyed meals such as Irish stew, sourdough bread, and green and white themed candies. Mike Kelly, president of the United Irish Societies and co-chair of the parade, said this year was the first time the parade company, which puts on Detroit's Thanksgiving Day parade, managed the staging. 75 to 80,000 parade goers and 4,000 participants lined the streets of Detroit for this lucky event. That's the scoop. Be safe out there this weekend while celebrating St. Patty's Day. When we come back, we have Derica Bennett, who will fill you in on what's going on in Eagle sports.
Welcome to one of the fastest growing universities for freshmen in Michigan. A university where differences are celebrated. Where faculty believe their students' success is their success. Where our honors college has doubled in size, and where we are nationally recognized for educating and improving our community. Being here is about being part of something bigger. It's about being part of a family. It's about fitting in while standing out. Now's the time to challenge yourself and be surrounded by people who truly care about your success. So whether you become an artist who inspires others, a creator who develops something new, or an innovator who changes the way people think, this is your opportunity. Fuel your curiosity through research. Hit the stage and enrich the lives of others. Compete in Division I athletics. No matter your path, we all bleed green. So roll up your sleeves. Dive in. Experience learning in and out of the classroom. Be a student of life. Welcome to higher education. Welcome to Eastern Michigan University. Welcome home.
Are you an EMU student interested in getting a first-hand experience working at a radio station? Well, say no more. EMU offers a class through Eagle Radio that will thoroughly prepare you for a real-life experience. But first, you have to register for the class. Pick a date and a time slot. Then the world is yours. Eagle Radio allows you to be fully independent and customize your own show. Have real conversations about the news, celebrity gossip, update listeners about the weather, play a trivia game. It's your show. You're free to name your show whatever you want and play any edited music of your choice. If you love having heated debates and you feel your words need to be heard, then Eagle Radio is just for you.
Hello everyone, I'm Derek Bennett and thanks for tuning in. This is what's happening in Eagle sports. Over the weekend, junior Jordan McDermott of the Eastern Michigan University's women's track and field team competed at the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championship in College Station, Texas. McDermott repressed EMU in the 5,000 meter, turning in the best performance of her career to become a first-team All-American. After breaking the program record in the 5,000 meter earlier this season, McDermott set a new record yet again. This time around, the Davison, Michigan native clocked in with a time of 15:43.95, crushing her previous career time of 15:50.16 to submit herself as the top EMU 5,000 meter runner of all time by nearly 29 seconds. McDermott concluded the indoor season when she finished the race in 6th place. Based on her top 8 finish, the junior earned first-team All-American honors for the first time in her career, becoming the 8th Eagle to earn first-team accolades. The green and white will now begin to prepare for the outdoor season, which is slated to open with the Western Michigan University Duel Friday, March 31st in Kalamazoo, Michigan. More congratulations are in order as well. The 25th ranked Eastern Michigan University's women's gymnastics team secured the Mid-American Conference regular season title on March 11 with a slim 195-194 victory over Bowling Green. The Eagles secured the team's first ever regular season championship. The Eagles needed a strong floor rotation to secure the victory. Eastern delivered, posting the team's second-best floor total of the season with a 49.075. Gresham turned in a career-best performance, using her powerful tumbling notch, a personal best, at 9.875 to win the event. In the anchor spot, McEachern secured a clutch 9.850 to ensure the green and white victory, while junior Megan Marino posted a 9.800. Finally, both Conrad and freshman Emily Dobricks earned a pair of 9.775s. With the big floor rotation, the Eagles came away victorious by a final score of 195.225 to 194.675, which also gave the Eagles their first ever MAC regular season title. EMU has shown plenty of success recently as well, but the Eagles faced some hard losses over the weekend as well. EMU's baseball team got in another early hole that they could not dig out of in a 10-2 defeat to Fresno State Saturday evening, March 11 at Bob Bennett Stadium. The Eagles, now at dismal 3-12, found themselves down early and they couldn't find the offensive necessary to get the victory. Overall, the Eagles notched 6 hits, with 2 coming off the bat of freshman Zachary Owings. Redshirt senior Jordan Peterson also reached the base safely 3 times, with a single and a pair of walks. The Fresno State Bulldogs, now 7-6, came out with a commanding lead, getting 2 in the first and second and 1 in the third, and fourth to lead 6-0 before the Eagles even recorded a hit. EMU's first knock came in the form of a double from redshirt senior Marquise Gill with 2 outs in the 5th. That was followed immediately by a single from Owings, and after a steal, runners were on second and third. With freshman Devin Hagner at the dish, a grounder to the pitcher caused an overthrow, scoring both runners to make it 6-2. Fresno responded immediately though, getting 2 runs back in the bottom of the 5th. The Bulldogs put up 2 more in the 8th. Despite getting a couple runners on in the 9th, the Bulldogs locked down the 8th run. The Eastern Michigan University men's and women's diving teams headed to the Councilman Billingsley Aquatic Center in Bloomington, Indiana for the NCAA Zone Championships over the weekend. Freshman Brielle Johnson led the men's and women's diving team on the first day of championships, March 9th. Johnson qualified for the 3-meter finals with a 13th place finish and a score of 567.70. Junior Molly Miller and Ali Sharita also posted top 30 finishes, taking 26th and 29th place. On the men's team, freshman Noah Gazzolo concluded the day with a 21st place finish with a score of 253.90. On Friday, March 10th, Noah Gonzalo scored a 229 points on the 3-meter, which gave him a 33rd place finish. Sophomore Gabrielle Mayslater took 19th place with a total of 248.15 points. Brielle Johnson came in right behind Mace to earn 20th place with a score of 247.25. On March 15th through the 18th, the EMU Eagles will head to the NCAA Championships, where Alexis Mitchell-Tree and Delaney Duncan will represent Eastern Michigan in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm Derica Bennett, and that's all for Eagle Sports. We are going to take a break now. When we come back, we'll have more Eagle Encounters with Julian Seach.
We are true EMU!
Let me show you love. Love is what I know. Join me in this life, be beautiful soul. Everything you need, everything you want, you have it right here, my beautiful soul.
We are true EMU!
I am true EMU.
We are true EMU!
Hi, my name is Shanna Gilkison, and ETV has been a very important part of my life, especially for the last 4 years.
I got my start at ETV in my 3rd semester at Eastern from fellow students, and it's been a great experience.
Working with all these new people that I didn't know before, it's very awesome just seeing how willing people are to get together and create something from scratch.
Hi, I'm Shanna Gilkison for Eastern Weekly, and this is E-Walking.
I will also be hosting and producing a sort of like a late night style talk show.
Everyone that's here wants to be here. They care to be here. They want to work. They want to learn. And with that kind of environment, everybody benefits.
I tell you, I've been doing really well, very successful here at Eastern, but it wasn't until I really became part of the ETV club that I really felt like I was getting more of what I needed as a student.
We decided that we wanted to do things above and beyond our coursework, so I was part of founding the ETV Student Org.
It just so happened that Shanna was in one of my classes, and she told me to come, and I showed up, and it was very, like, a very warm welcome. Like, everybody was very nice to me right away. And they actually had an idea to make a sitcom, or actually they called it a soap opera at that time. And they said they had, they weren't sure exactly what they wanted, but they wanted one thing. They knew that they wanted this guy, his name is Ramon, to be their main character. I mean, that was kind of how the show Week at a Glance kind of took off.
Beyond Eastern's walls, when I'm done here, I'll probably be working with some people from ETV, again, professionally. And I think a lot of students don't take advantage of what they should with organizations on campus, and ETV is one of the best.
Thanks for sticking with us this far. Jillian Seach is back with Eagle Encounters. What's going on, Jillian?
Thanks, Sarah. Well, on Friday, take part in a nonprofit leadership conference from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. in room 330 of McKinney Hall. This one-day conference will teach students how to be a nonprofit board member. There will be a beginner's track for those who have never served on a nonprofit board, and there will be an advanced track for experienced board members and nonprofit professionals. Cost for the event is $20, and for tickets you can go to www.eventbrite.com. The event is also LBC approved. From 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. in room 301 of the Student Center, you can play Jeopardy with the Office of International Students and Scholars. 3 student wellness topics will be explained following the game. Free food, drinks, and gifts for 30 winners will be provided. This event is also LBC approved. For more Friday night fun, you can head over to catch the movie Sing in room 300 of the Student Center. There are 2 showings, one at 8 p.m. and one at 10:30 p.m. Sing tells the story of a city of humanoid animals, a hustling theater owner's attempt to save his theater with a singing competition that becomes grander than he anticipates. Even the finalists find that their lives will never be the same. For more information, visit the Campus Life website. The event is free and open to the public. On Saturday, you can head over to the Porter College of Education, room 203 from 1 to 2:30 to listen to Dr. Kimberly Barrett's talk titled Criminological Perspectives on Environmental Destruction. Dr. Kimberly L. Barrett is an assistant professor of criminology in the Sociology, Anthropology, and Criminology department. Her talk examines environmental consequences of state corporate crime. For more information, you can visit Eco-Justice and Activism Conference. The cost is free and the event is LBC approved. Between these fun things to do on campus and the St. Patrick's Day celebrations, this will for sure be a fun weekend. I'm Jillian Seach. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, Jillian. It'll be a great weekend, I'm sure, with plenty of fun festivities.
Midterms are finally over and we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Only about 1 month left.
With any luck, we'll make it through. I'll be sure to use 100% of that 25% Irish I have. And that's it for eWeekly. If you want to watch this show on demand or any other ETV show, head over to YouTube or Facebook and search ETV at EMU. Thank you so much for stopping by. As always, it's been a pleasure. I'm David Pierce Anderson.
And I'm Sarah Potteracki. We'll see you next week.
I'll be right back, I told myself. I'm just going to grab a quick drink. 2 minutes later, and everything was gone. My backpack, my laptop, my cell phone, my iPod. 2 minutes was all it took. I was lucky. The thief was eventually caught and I got it all back. But now that I had that happen to me, I realized that anything valuable has to be treated like cash. I'll never leave it out of my sight again. My name is Heather, and I'm trying to be safe.